All I hear is talking, I don't sweat that. If they don't trust me either, I respect that. But she be down the ride, oh, I bet that. Ooh.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is JH. How you doing, Postal family? Is everybody good? Is everybody cool? Everybody clean? Are you crisp? Are you feeling irie today? Let's talk. Mr. DeJoy just put out a statement, and the statement has to do with the current state of the United States Postal Service. We've heard speculation. We don't know what's happening next, and the sense of uncertainty has gotten people in an uproar. Half like it, half don't. We still don't know. So I'm going to play his whole video in a couple seconds, and you can kind of judge for yourself. But I believe the answers, if you listen close enough, will be within the first 3 minutes or 4 minutes of his statement. He addresses the fact that he's leaving. He's also addressing the fact that the post office is changing. He's also addressing the fact that the president has the right to change certain things. He doesn't give a direct answer, but not giving a direct answer after addressing the fact that there is speculation isn't answer enough. You'll kind of get what I'm talking about once you hear him speak for the first, like I said, 3 minutes. It'll kind of give you a sense of what is possible to come. Now, what's next? Who in the French door knows what's next? I don't know, but I do know this. I know that we're going to continue to try to change this culture. Keep going back to the change the culture mentality, because we still have to change the culture. It doesn't change the fact that we have, obnoxious people that work with us. It doesn't change the fact that the majority of the carriers are underpaid. It doesn't change the fact that the arbitration still hasn't gotten a date yet. I know that they were talking about, we're going to get, expedited arbitration. But what exactly does that mean? We also have Mr. Renfro out there on the forefront. He's out there fighting like hell. And I mean, honestly, when I see it, it seems like a little bit too late. I don't know exactly what he's fighting for. He was on a podcast recently. It was about 2 hours long. He took a bunch of questions. I commend him for going there and accepting questions. But once he was addressed with one specific question, I believe it was I don't remember what it was, but I listened to the whole podcast. He was addressed with one question, and the question was, would he accept questions from local unions? Like, when they had an open conversation, would you be willing to accept questions or, feedback from local unions? And he brushed that off. So no matter how transparent he's attempting to be, it still seems as if he's reserved. He went into this whole thing, they don't understand, about the politics behind this, and I really don't like to talk about it. He never gave a direct answer. And again, when you dance around something, when you ask a direct question, you can pretty much get your answer. I think that his tenure as the NALC president is slowly fading away, and it may be coming to an end soon. They spoke to him about, next term or whatever. And, if I were in those circumstances or those, situation, I would almost be ashamed, regardless of my own personal, battles that I was dealing with. I know that I let a bunch of people down. I did, because realistically, up until about a month ago, maybe a month ago, he was, pushing a narrative. This is great. This is what you guys, this is the best, historic. And then all of a sudden he realizes that nobody believed it. Now he wants to change the narrative. You can't go whichever way the wind goes. He's kind of forced into the situation to kind of try to hold his job. And that's not honorable. I appreciate the fact that he's attempting to fight right now, but I don't see any relevance behind that. Another thing, they're supposed to be having this rally in March that was supposed to be on a Sunday, and I was gung-ho to go to that rally. I was set. I was going to buy some tickets to go, airplane tickets, but then they said that nobody was going to be there on a Sunday. They'd rather do it during the weekday. Now, that throws it off for a lot of people. So I get it. They want to try to show force while there are people at the USPS headquarters. But if nobody's going to show there, then you're not showing force. You know, Renfro had a rally, you know, he had what, 15, 20 people. That's not force. When you do something on a weekend, when people are willing to travel from around the country to show up, that's when there's force. That's when you show unity. You know, like I said, I was going to stop everything I was doing and I was going to fly up there. But once you said it's on a Tuesday, nobody can really stop what they're doing on a Tuesday. You only have a handful of people that are going to show up. It's going to be embarrassing once again. And I could be dead wrong, but we'll see what happens when that rally comes. It's going to be kind of a joke, you know. If you say something, do something, because I'm happy I didn't buy the tickets, but I'm disappointed at the fact that, you know, it went from a weekend to a weekday. That's almost like how the union operates right now. Let's have our union meetings at, you know, Wednesday at 3 p.m. What? Everybody's at work. You know, do you really want to show a force? You know, come on now. Even if there was nobody in the buildings, you could have got enough news media coverage out there so that when the people that would sit in those buildings could see, damn, they got 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 people that are at our doorsteps. Although we're not there, we know that they're unified. Again, my opinion, but what the hell is it worth? Without further ado, let's not drift off of it. DeJoy has some things to say. Y'all give me your opinion in regards to his response when it comes down to this whole thing with the post office changing. All right, this is JH, and I know I sound a little bit confused right now while I'm talking because these are confusing times, not just for you, but for me as well. Voice of the voiceless has gotten a little lower with my voice because I'm still trying to work my way through the current events. Everything is changing at such a rapid pace. It's a bit much to handle, but we're going to still continue to try to share the news the best we can. All right, this is JH. Check it out.
Hello and welcome. I want to take a moment to talk with you about some of the recent developments you have heard in the news. First, after almost 5 years of leading this organization, I have decided that it is time for the Board of Governors to start looking for my successor. Second, on Thursday, February 20th, there were news reports that the Postal Service was going to report in one form or another into the Commerce Department. Let's start with this. I do know that the Postal Service is the creation of a statute that was passed by a prior Congress and signed into law by a prior president, and that laws can be changed. The President and the members of Congress are the designated officials that work together to decide whether any change is required in the structure of our organization within the federal government. They did this in 1971, to a certain extent again in 2006, and to a lesser extent again in 2022, and can therefore decide to make additional modifications to our structure in 2025. To the degree possible, postal leadership will be involved so that we ensure the nation's leaders are aware of how future proposed changes may impact our organization's ability to serve the American people. The changes made in 2006 and subsequent inactions to the consequences were extremely harmful to the Postal Service. The changes made in 2022 were more helpful. We were very engaged in the 2022 legislation and received benefits from being so. Our goal is to try and influence the potential outcomes to advance the common good. While we are going through this process, I remind you that we are experiencing a great deal of change because of our own initiatives. Many of our endeavors are working out well, while others are experiencing problems that have become repetitive in nature. I am acting with both schedule and organizational adjustments to mitigate these impacts. Our customers are counting on us to deliver, and I'm asking you to stay focused on the job at hand. Don't get distracted by news articles or speculation or rumors. We play an essential role in every American community and at every home and business, and the country counts on us. Continue to serve your customers to the best of your abilities and be fully engaged in the daily task of keeping America's mail and packages moving to their destination. Regarding my circumstances, last week I asked the Postal Service Board of Governors to begin the search for your next Postmaster General. While this has been the job of a lifetime and incredibly rewarding for me, it is time for me to pass the baton. I decided the time was right because we have initiated most of the crucial elements of our 10-year Delivering for America plan. We have reorganized just about every function and region of the Postal Service, and I am beginning to see the cross-functional engagement required of an organization that seeks to evolve and thrive. We have accomplished significant changes in our operating network by reducing the size of our air network, opening many new high-powered regional processing centers, and retooling and refurbishing our local processing centers. In addition, we opened over 200 sorting and delivery centers, are buying new vehicles, and executing on many initiatives to logically integrate mail and package flow and improve our operating discipline. We are well on our way to generate new package revenue. This has been accomplished by establishing new products, getting rid of old products that were not useful for our customers, influencing changes in the marketplace, and inspiring our sales force to cultivate new clients. And we are doing all of these things at a rapid pace. We will soon be implementing new service standards that rid us of costly and archaic service requirements that have plagued us for almost 20 years and that no longer reflect the operational, financial, or business realities, or the reasonable expectations of most of our customers. Finally, because of all of the above, I am confident that as an organization, we now understand our path to profitability, meaning how we need to align our operating structure, our cost, our pricing, and our products and services to squeeze profitability out of our operations, as we did in the first quarter of 2025, so that we can be financially viable for decades to come. We have a goal to eliminate over $3.5 billion annually in cost and grow revenue by even a greater amount through pricing and package growth. We should all be incredibly proud of our successes so far in undertaking one of the most complicated, top-to-bottom organizational transformations in the nation, and have done so quickly and on an unprecedented scale, while also delivering mail and packages at least 6 days per week to more than 169 million delivery addresses each day. We have reduced the cost of operations and have grown revenue substantially while executing a massive organizational and operational transformation. Our new package shipping products are extremely popular and are overtaking the marketplace. Having said that, we are only 4 years into a 10-year turnaround effort. There is much work to complete in rebuilding our infrastructure, installing technology, equipment, vehicles, and processes to achieve the goals of our transformation plan. Most importantly, the strategies, the opportunities, and the path ahead are well defined and well understood. When the Postal Service network is fully transformed and modernized, the organization will be financially sustainable as Congress intended, will perform at a high level, and will compete very effectively for America's mailing and shipping needs. The major initiatives we are currently endeavoring are multi-year programs, and it is important to have leadership in place whose tenure will span this future period. I intend to continue to be fully engaged as your Postmaster General until there is a successor named. We will ensure a smooth transition that our customers and the organization requires. I am extremely proud of our mission, our role in serving the nation, and the 640,000 men and women of the United States Postal Service, who I have called my colleagues for close to 5 years. It has been one of the pleasures of my life and a crowning achievement of my career to have been associated with you. I look forward to working with you during my remaining time here. Thank you, and as always, stay safe.